Hey, welcome back to Techopolis 3, where in the last video, we made this big turbine to quite significantly improve our power. Also, at the end of last video, I said I would upgrade the reactor, and that is now done. And not only did I make it a little taller, I've also made it a bit denser on the inside. Because now that I have the turbine, I don't need the reactor for power, per se. I just need it making as much cyanite as possible. I would have gone full density, but I liked being able to see some of the diamond from the outside, so I've left that bit. But now it's generating just shy of 100,000 Fe per tick, and most notably 5 millibuckets of cyanite per tick. So combined, I have about 600,000 Fe per tick. Plenty for what I'm going to need this video. Because in this video, I need to get back to the tech tree, and before I can move on with Ender stuff, I need to get large quantities of Lunar technium, so I need to passively produce all of this. And depending on the methods that I go with, this might not be so bad. It just depends how much I'm willing to set up multiple of the same thing. Because while there is a lot that I need to do, simply by having an ME connection here, I have a lot more tools at my disposal. I mean, already, I can send through the hellish technium and the moon fruit very easily. And the fuel. Alien ingots shouldn't be much harder than moon fruit. And from there, it's two processes that need to be done many times. Because the Desh, the Ostrum, the Neptunium, and the cheese all come from dimensional ore extractors. And so all of them need to go through exactly the same processing. So I need to pretty much make this setup 4 times. I guess I don't need to do the whole thing. I just need 4 dissolution chambers, 4 washers, and 4 crystallizers. And from there it can just go into the ultimate machines and be fine. But this is just a lot of stuff. But thankfully, I don't need it in huge quantities. I need 4 Ostrom ingots, 8 Neptunium ingots, 16 Desh ingots, and 36 cheese. What I think is going to take the most time out of everything is getting all of the various lunar stones, including the lunar gas as well. If I want the lunar gas, I need moon dust, and that needs moon cobblestone in the quarry. If I want moonstone bricks, that needs normal moonstone, which I'm going to have to automate through the interdimensional infuser. And then if I want Venus stone, that also needs moonstone in the interdimensional infuser. And all of this is going to take quite a long time, unless I make multiple interdimensional infuser chains. But they're pretty big and pretty expensive. And this is kind of the big thing I've been toiling over, because I either just have, like, I think it came out to about 12 different interdimensional infusers to run all of this as fast as possible, or I just accept some slowdowns so that I can be more efficient with my machines. And I think I've come to a solution. And it's all thanks to this quantum link chamber. Because yes, I could make 4 ore setups to make the 4 different ores. It all still has to go through its own interdimensional infuser, and that's going to take some time. So there is a base level of interdimensional infusers that I'm going to need for this. But if I go with the minimum, then using this existing ore setup won't be a slowdown. Because I'm still waiting for at least a stack of moonstone to go through. And again, if it's only the one machine, that's pretty slow. So then I'm going to have to do a lot more automation using the ME system, but that also makes things quite a lot easier. I can demonstrate with the alien ingots. I already have a recipe for that, and I've got a lot of all the different things that I need to make the alien ingots. I've also since gotten myself an infinity water cell, so if I make a crafting card and put that in the export bus on the moon, then it can simply craft more alien ingots for me, and it'll just work. And I can probably do that with most things in this entire recipe. Some people might say that the crafting card is bad practice, and that it's inefficient, and yeah, it's far from the best solution, but it is absolutely the easiest for something like this. And it mostly just saves having to remake the same processing setup multiple times. Because this is really expensive. And kinda complicated to set up too. So I'd rather not. Well then, I'm gonna need a few things before I get started here. I'm gonna need to make a drawer and a storage bus. And then I can connect this together to store a bunch of these ores. And then I can connect them into the ME system. And yep, that does seem to be working. So now I can create the recipes to actually process all of these dimensional ores. Except Cheesium is the only one that I'm going to be able to go further with, because that just gets smelted directly. So actually, I can probably just make the Cheesium block recipe now, and that'll be enough to start filling up the Lunar technium machine with cheese blocks. Because I've got plenty of Cheesium ingots spare. And then I'll just set this up to handle the rest of it, and make the cheese ingots. Oh, right. I need to put the cheese block in there so it actually does anything at all. Yeah, there it goes. Making that cheese really quick. But now, before I can make all of the other lunar ores into what they need to be, I need to get a bunch more interdimensional infusers to make the ingots. And this is the expensive part that I've been trying to minimize as much as possible. I already have one infuser. How many am I going to need at this point? Because I may as well make this stuff for the moonstone as well while I'm here. I think I need 5 infusers? I'll have 6 in total so that I can keep one for manual crafting, just in case I need to use the Mars globe again. So I'll build it up in, I guess, a 2x6 of infusers? Still going to be a lot, but better than making 12 of these. Well then, how much of everything do I need to make? All of the internals can't be shared, so that's not going to change. And I still need to make 5 more control blocks. I'll just take this one at a time then, starting with making the control blocks. I need 5 more dimensional machine frames, which just needs a bit more advanced technium, but I should have plenty spare of that. And then 10 netherite gears shouldn't be so bad. I just need to steal a bit of netherite from the hellish technium production, and that's enough. Although this is still going to take a little while to go through, so I guess I can start looking through the other stuff that I'm going to need. I'm going to need a lot of quantum entangle porters, both for the inside and the dimensional detectors. I'm just preemptively going to grab a lot more advanced technium. Oof, because I need 43 quantum entangle porters. I still didn't grab enough advanced technium. Wow. This is expensive, and it's going to take a very long time. 500 calculation processes. Okay. Good thing I left this AFK for a while to make a bunch more advanced technium for me. But I have completely run out of it now, so hopefully I've got enough stuff. Yes. I can at least set the craft going, but this might not even be finished by the time I've got everything else. But everything else is also going to take a really, really long time, because these are really expensive. But the biggest thing is going to be the reinforced machine casings, because that's still a stack and a half per machine that can't be shared. And I don't think I can do this maths in my head. I need to build up some kind of an analogy here. I'll just place down a bunch of stone to act as the reinforced machine casings, and that can build up an equivalent structure out of standalone blocks. I guess I may as well do the interiors as well to get an accurate count. But I can just calculate that after the fact. It's not shared, so I can just multiply the number by 5. So then if I clear my inventory, I can break all of this stone, and it gives me an accurate count of how many reinforced machine frames I need. I guess, as well, I can check the quantum entangle porters to double that I got that maths correct. I don't think I did. What's 24 plus 15? 39. Oh, and then I need to subtract the ones that I've already got in there. So that'd be another 11, meaning I only need 28. That is significantly cheaper. I think I might have overcounted. So anyway, how does this come out for reinforced machine casings? I need this much, plus all of the vents and circuitries times 5. So that's 720 reinforced machine casings. That sounds like a lot, but each one on its own is 150-ish. And I'm not sharing that much between them all. So, wait, I'm overcounting again. I need to subtract 59, because I've already placed those down. And I guess 25 that I've already got. So that's 636 reinforced machine casings. This is gonna take a long time. Not to mention all the extra calculation processes I'd need to make for the circuitry. This is so much stuff. And it would have been almost twice as much if I'm not trying to minimize these machines as much as possible. Actually, can I minimize it further? Because fundamentally, I just need one on a Venus globe, one on a moon globe, one on nothing, and then just a 4th one for manual crafting. So then I only need 4. Oh, that's gonna complicate the maths again. But it would save me 12 quantum entangled porters, so I might do that. Although I've already put a lot of stuff through here. I don't know what is and isn't important. I think I'll just leave this to settle and then I'll fix it up. But then how many machine casings would that save? It would save 267 reinforced machine casings. I think that alone makes it worth it. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And if I babysit this a bit, I bet I can get this quite quickly, actually. Yeah, this is going quite nicely. It just needs to make about 400 or so, which it seems to have done pretty quickly. Well then, I'm mostly waiting on the quantum entangled porter, but I guess while I wait, I can make the other things. Oh, I never even made the control blocks. I only need 3 now, though, so it doesn't really matter. But the machine vents, I need 2 stacks and a half, and I can get those iron bars pretty easily. So there's that. Then the circuitry needs 2 stacks and an extra 4, and given what I've already got, that means another 200 calculation processes. And then it also just needs the valid interdimensional ores. And you know what, I'll make 1 out of each. I made the first one out of Desh, so I'll do Neptunium, Ostrom, and Cesium. Well then, I guess I'm just waiting for the rest of this to go through, and then that'll be that, and I can keep going. I really wish I could time in a bottle this, but for some reason I can't. And I don't know if the extended inscriber would make that any easier. Okay, finally, everything's gone through. Oh, but I've just realized I've already got 8-dimensional detectors, so I didn't need so many of these. And I also need to make some more brass so I can actually convert the rest. But there, that should be everything. There's a reasonable chance that I've got my maths wrong somewhere along the line and I've miscalculated something. Yes, I can already tell there's at least one thing that I've miscalculated. But I might be able to do it differently. Hang on. I can still place another machine there. I misplaced it. Is that gonna work? Area not clear. God damn it, I have to place it manually then. It's not like it's an especially difficult multi-block or anything. It's just big. But the problem that I saw is that I can't stack these on top of each other the way that I thought I could. But I can probably connect them around the back. Or maybe I just put the control blocks on the side. No, I still can't do it on the side. But I think if I connect them at the back, my math should still be correct. At the very least, it holds up for the machine casings. Although, I think I made a few too many. But I made just enough machine vents and circuitry. I did make too many quantum entangled porters, though. When I change the maths multiple times, I'm bound to make a couple of mistakes. But most of this, I accounted for properly. So then now, I can actually connect this up. I think I may as well do the 2 globes around the back, and those will just have an export bus with their respective stones running into it. Although for a lot of this to work, I need to connect a storage bus in as well, so that way it can actually send the moonstone through to make the Venus stone. And then the Venusstone just gets put straight in. And if I make a recipe for moonstone bricks, then those can go straight in too. So then the last thing with the moonstone is making the lunar gas. Huh. So for this, I need to send... No, I don't send the moonstone straight into the quarry, because I need moon cobblestone. I can make a crusher. I have a spare one even. It's full of biofuel, but that's not a big deal. I can put moonstone into the top of it. It should auto-eject into the quarry. Then the quarry automatically sends into an enrichment chamber, which then sends the enriched moon dust into the chemical oxidizer to make lunar gas. I've already got a lot in there that I put in manually, but this way it's automatic now. So that's a lot of things done now. And I should be more or less on the home straight to get the rest of this. Because I'm not currently making the dusts out of these ores, but I can do. All I need is a pattern provider connecting to this infuser, and I guess an output coming off of it. And then I need to make the recipes for Desh, Ostrom, and Neptunium. Stick those in there. And then extra recipes for the Desh gears, Ostrom rods, and Neptunian plates. And then I can stick them in the export bus, and it should just make everything else I need. I might just set this export bus to round robin mode so that it sets multiple crafts going if it can. Oh, but it's set 64 going for everything. Well, eventually, I should get enough to make a lunar technium ingot. Oh, right, I'm waiting on moonstone bricks. Well, hurry it up. There we go. Now it's making it. And this should be able to run reasonably quickly. To my knowledge, the only bottleneck that I'll have here is the moonstone bricks. I guess the Venusstone as well, because that uses more or less the same thing. I should have more than enough excess for lunar gas, so I won't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm just really waiting on a lot of moonstone. And regardless of what I did, unless I had multiple machines all running moonstone, I'd have had exactly the same bottleneck. So it doesn't really matter that all of these ingots are being so inefficient, because it's not the bottleneck. I guess the one problem I can see with this solution is that because I'm using this for all 3 ingots, all 4 even, it's gonna get a little clogged up, so it's probably worth me making a dedicated one. It's not like I don't have space. I guess while I'm at it I can do the same for zinc, although I need so little of that that it really doesn't impact me at all. And I guess it's similar with me taking up these 3 presses, but again, I use these presses so infrequently, it's pretty much just the gears that I actually have to care about. Also, this is a good visual representation of how much lag I'm dealing with. That's all block update delay, and I still don't really know how to fix it. Every mod pack is plagued with that once you get deep enough into it, and I don't really care. As long as my frame rate's not stuttery, the video doesn't suffer. But anyway, if I just speed this up a lot to give myself a backlog of moonstone, oh, and I can probably connect this to a drawer to have an even bigger backlog. Yeah, I'll do that. That should mean I won't get bottlenecked too hard by this when other things eventually fill up. And I guess if I need moonstone for anything else, I've got a large quantity of it in the ME system. Well then, that's lunar technium passived, and passived reasonably well. That was a lot faster than I thought it would be. I've still got plenty of time left to record, and probably more time left in the video than I think. To be fair, automating it via a crafting card is kind of cheating, but I feel like enough of this is done with passive processes that I can let it slide. Well, anyway, I wonder if I can do anything with this lunar technium. I've got a few spare nuggets. How much do I need for the turbine coils? 48. Do I have enough? Yes. So why don't I upgrade this turbine a bit more? I don't think I really need the power all that much, but there's no reason not to go all out here. It's probably not worth upgrading these to N technium when I eventually get there. I don't think I'll need that much power. But actually, this might be a good test if the coils really are what I need to upgrade the power in the turbine. Yeah, this seems like a pretty significant upgrade. It's running at about a third of the speed it was before, and almost half the power output. I'll check again when it fully accelerates. I guess with the rest of this lunar technium, I can make some machine frames to go in existing machines. I do need a bit more netherite though. I can only afford 2 right now. Oh, and that's given me the quest. I can probably finish this off by grabbing the turbine controller, but I'm leaving it to continue accelerating before I steal it. For now, I think, yeah, I'll speed up the moonstone. I think that doubles the speed between Hellish and Lunar. Yeah, so that's a pretty significant upgrade. I'll do it in the Venus stone as well, because that's also quite a bottleneck. And I think the ingots are fine for now. Yeah, they seem mostly capped by the ore processing itself, not the ingot crafting. As I say, there's still plenty of things I can do to make the lunar technium production quicker, but that might be something I do on my own. I don't know. I might test it a little bit in a creative world, but to my knowledge, aside from it freeing up some of my crafting CPUs, so that they're not constantly doing this stuff, this shouldn't make anything that much quicker, just marginally more efficient. And if it's a passive process, I don't really care either way. I don't know. Anyway, I think... Oh, wow. The turbine's not quite up to speed yet. Or maybe it is. It's slowly climbing, but maybe there's increased resistance. But, that's a lot of energy output. I was expecting maybe a couple hundred more, but no, this is more than triple. Wow, the turbine coils change everything. Well, I think power's probably solved forever? I guess if I need to upgrade the power again, and technium coils might triple it one more time. But I don't see myself needing more than 2 million FE per tick. Anyway, the thing that I came here to do was grab the turbine controller to complete the last quest in the lunar technium tree. So then that's literally every quest in relation to lunar technium. I think that's the first tier that I've done that for. I guess I did it to basic as well, but there's a couple optional quests in there that I didn't do. Well, I guess next time we can start getting into the ender stuff. I've got no idea how complicated this is going to get. Looks like there's a few more mobs to deal with, ender crafting, but ultimately it doesn't seem like that much to get the end technium. And from there, it's one tree to get final technium. It does have singularities in it, which is pretty hard, but it still stands that quest-wise, there is not that much to go. But that's all stuff for me to look into on my own. For now, I think that's probably enough progress for one video. Or at the very least, I can't think of anything else that I can add to this video in time. Maybe I can optimize the passiving a bit better, but it's already pretty good. I can't make the moonstone any faster. Maybe I could make a big quarry or something to mine it quicker, but that seems a bit excessive and probably more of a pain to set up than this. So yeah, I don't think I can get a measurable improvement out of this production anymore. So I'll leave it to run for a little while on its own, get myself a bunch of lunar technium, because I'm gonna need a lot of it. And then next time, we can check out the end, and just, in general, start working towards end technium. Well then, I don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm gonna call the video here. Bye.